Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Let us know how you're doing and what you're reading. Start with you guys first. Sarah, what are you reading tonight?
I finished a book today. I finished the Great Witches Bake Off, whatever the heck it was called. It's cute, 3.5 stars. It suffered from first book in series syndrome because you've got a baking show, so you're being introduced to every contestant, all the production people. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, who's who now? What's happening? I don't understand. And for a 200-page book, there were far too many characters.
But you notice there's so many characters like that, and they've always got there's Larry and Barry and Sam and Billy. Everybody's names start with the same letter or something.
Exactly. But it was fun and it was cute. So I finished that today on audio. And then I started, it's a reread from me. I don't like the fact it's not showing the cover. Brownies and Broomsticks by Bailey Cates, which is the first in the Magical Bake Shop mystery series. I'm already about 30% of the way through this. I am listening to it on audio at work. But I'm probably going to get back to Selling Sandcastle by Nancy Robards Thompson because I am loving this. And it's so cute. And I'm like almost 70% of the way through it. I'd like to finish it tonight if possible. So we shall see. That's what I'm reading. How about you, Tiffany?
I finished Babysitter's Club Fright Night.
Yay!
So that was for Halloween. I love Babysitter's Club. So, I'm never going to really say anything bad about it. I do think that I do question what these kids were doing at the time. I don't think I did when I was younger, but now reading it as an adult, I'm like, these kids were by themselves in Salem, just floating around, just doing what they wanted.
Hanging out.
I'm just like, it's Sleepover Friends is the same way. If I think about that, they're cooking and, crazy, anyways. But other than the some of the unrealistic stuff and Christy being
Christy being Christy. Yeah. Right.
It's the Babysitter's Club. I absolutely love it. So, it was really fun. And then I, finished my audiobook of, Catch Me If You Candy. I'd already finished it. I didn't finish that today, but I hadn't started a new audiobook until today. I started Take the Honey and Run. It's the first book in the, I don't know, it's a B series, but I don't know the name of the series. I am loving it. I'm at 42%. And the grandma is the beekeeper. They call her Granny Bee. And her friends, they call themselves the Hive. And so grandma's one of the suspects in the Hive. Everyone under the Hive ran into the police station, was like, I was with her all night. There, he's like, so she said the same thing. Yeah, we all were. And he's like, so all of you, and they're elderly. It's just so funny. And then I just got to a part where somebody walked in that's helping the main character that she knows from she just moved back home, and this is someone she knew in the city that she was living in or whatever. And he's coming to help her with whatever's going on. And he's like, your grandmother's faking her broken foot, which is why she came back to help her. And she's like, you've been here 5 minutes. How do you know? He goes, well, because she's not limping anymore. And there she's limping on the wrong foot. So now we got to figure out why Granny B is. I'm absolutely loving it. I love it. So that's what I have.
I actually DNF'd a book today. It was my buddy read with Sharon.
Okay.
I always say, whenever she goes, so what are you thinking? I know she doesn't like it and we're going to DNF it. So I was like, I'm 11%. And she goes, it's very childish. It's not scary at all. I was like, we can DNF it. It's totally fine with me. We'll move on to the next book. So finished that one.
What did you DNF?
The Goblin Forest.
Oh, okay.
And which started out weird. It was we're on a ship, a pirate ship back in the day, and their lifeboat somehow gets off and goes missing, and then they see creatures on that, and now we're in present day, and the family's gonna go to New Zealand to the Goblin Forest. I don't know. It was just the brother and sister banter back and forth. He's like, shut your mouth or I'll give you a knuckle sandwich. And I'm like, this is present day? Because I don't know anybody who said knuckle sandwich in 30, 40 years, but whatever. So I don't know. But it didn't seem scary at all. It was like, oh, the dad's going to do a prank on us. Like the dad's a prankster, and the mom went to visit the grandmother. It just didn't sound like it was going to be that scary. So she was ahead of me, and she was like bored. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Other than that, I have Babysitter's Club, Stacy, and the Haunted Masquerade.
Yay.
And which I'm probably going to read now. And I'm listening to The Becoming by Nora Roberts. That's book 2 in the Dragonheart Legacy. Which
Nice.
I thought with a name like Dragonheart Legacy, there is a fantasy element. I thought it was going to be super fantasy. But it's actually kind of rooted a lot in reality. So it's definitely doable for people that might be like, I'm not into the fantasy aspect of it. So that's it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, let's jump into it.
Excuse me.
Pat's here. She said, good evening, everyone. Reading A Haunted Stroll by Rose Pressey. Goodreads gives it 5-star rating. Finished 7-Year Witch by Angela Sanders. Gave it 5 stars.
Excellent.
Nice.
And she said, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you very much.
Goodness, excuse me.
Bless you. And Fustry Book Gal said, I do. Thumbs up. Bless you.
Nice.
So looking forward to an evening of crocheting, hot cocoa, and the September house. Bless you.
My goodness, Tiffany.
Your sneezing took me all the way to the bottom, Tiffany. Tina said, hello, y'all. Happy Monday. Just finished making dinner, potato soup. I put some in a pumpkin bowl, and I'm going to sit down and eat it. Sounds like a very cozy dinner. Bless you. Amy said, hi, everyone. I'm reading the book Stops Here by Kate Carl tonight. I need a break from Halloween books.
Fair enough.
There she goes. Tina said, I have about a half hour left in Campers and Criminals, number 27. You got that. A silent bless you to you, Tiffany. Paige said, I have a girl at work. If she sneezes more than 2 times, I'm not exaggerating. It's 35, 36 times. Yeah. She's gasping for breath after.
Yeah.
Cajun said, hi, everyone. I'm reading Dastardly Deceit and the Bow Wow Bakery, Doggy Bakery, number 1. Very nice. And Nadine said, hi, everyone. I don't seem to have any attention span today, so I'm not sure if I'll read. I'll try and paint Plain Sight by Linda Castillo, 10.5 novella in the Kate Burkholder series.
Highly recommend.
Have you gotten that far, Sarah?
No, but that series is just so good.
Okay. And Barbara's here. She says, hello, friends, reading The Fiery Cross.
Speaking of good series and long, big books, Barb.
Lizzie said, hi, everyone. I'm reading The Christmas at the Vintage Bookshop of Memories, which I'm loving so far.
That sounds cute.
Annie said, hi, all. I'm near the end of Pros and Cons by Amanda Flower. And Nadine said to Lizzie, that sounds like a good book.
It does sound cute.
Kat says, happy Monday, everyone. I just put some salmon in the oven. I need to put a sweet potato in the air fryer. I plan to finish reading Dark Waters, book number 3 in the Small Spaces series for Halloween. Nice. The dinner sounds delicious, too.
I will be getting to book 1 in that series after I'm finished Brownies and Broomsticks. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be starting it.
Oh, nice.
Mother Goose, I believe, and I'm sorry if I'm forgetting, your name is Amy. I could be wrong. Okay. She says, hello all. Tonight I'll be reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore.
I'm starting that on ebook. So I'll have the Take the Honey run on audio and then that one on ebook.
Barbara said, the weather said it was rain at 4 o'clock. It's 4:04 and no rain. In the book I'm reading, it's cold and rainy. I need for it to rain for the atmosphere. I get it.
Stupid weather, man.
4:04 and no rain. Obviously ridiculous. I'm sorry, Barb.
Anita said, hey, tonight I'm continuing to read The Game is a Footnote by Vicki Delaney.
Nice.
And Cav said, hi, everyone. I'm excited to dive into Regency Rapunzel retelling. Maiden in the Tower by Heidi Kimball.
That sounds good.
And Lizzie said to Nadine, so far so good. I, of course, want to move into the vintage bookshop town immediately.
I agree, Lizzie. I agree.
And Melmac says, hi, Lee. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, everyone. I'm reading Gone for Gouda by Karina Moss on page 221 of 303.
Are you enjoying it? Oh, I hope well, there's only one right answer, Melmac. Just so you know.
Christine said, hi. Hope everyone is well or at least feeling better. Booth the like. Thank you very much.
You, that's awesome.
And Ginger said, hey guys. Hello.
I hope you're Ginger.
Exactly. I was just going to say the same thing. Sharon said, hi all. I'm 42% of the way through Dust Child, hoping to make some progress and watch the Diamondbacks at 5 o'clock.
Excellent.
Very nice. Danielle said, hi everyone. Let us know what you're reading, Danielle, if you're reading anything. Mm-hmm. Nadine said, Tiffany, I also love Take the Honey and Run. It was such a good book for the first in the series.
I'm loving it.
Mel said to Amy, the book stops here is the next one I have to read in the Bibliophile series. I'm going to try to get to it next month. Mm. Tina said, honestly, that's the main reason I would be hesitant to read The Babysitter's Club. I want to be a babysitter at 13. My mom let me out of their sight at 13. Yeah, and to think there's some junior babysitters that are 11 years old.
That's a little young.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm like, dude, I had a babysitter at 11.
Right.
You know, I wasn't a babysitter. I had one.
Right. I get for Mal, she's like the oldest in a big family, so of course she's just and I mean then you got the triplets who are just a year younger than her, so it's kind of like that I see, like you're babysitting your brothers and sisters, but
I was babysitting at 13.
Yeah, that I could see a lot.
But the world has changed a lot since the early 80s, 90s.
Yes.
My niece at 13 right now, I just think there's no way. You know, not that I don't think she's mature, but I think the world has changed.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think for the most part, the girls in the BFC did come off fairly mature for their ages.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
In the book, you know.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go. Bill Max said Dragonheart Legacy is next on my TBR for Nora November. I'm interested to see what you think. Why is it playing around now? Tina said, and I understand those are books written at a different time. My dad was doing things at 13 that at 18 my parents will never let me do, but for my life experience, it would annoy me. Yeah. Get that? Yeah, and that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different time. And I hate saying that, but it's true, you know?
Like our class trip in grade 8, so I would have been 13 or 14. We went away to a camp, like a winter camp for like a week, like the babysitter's winter vacation, right? And I remember having that exact thought, going, oh my God, because it was just us and our teachers. But now I don't think you'd see, a school would never do something like that now.
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. My sister and I were just talking about this. The camp that we went to when we were, I guess she was 7, I was 8, and then maybe like 9 and 10. There's like all the different activities that you did at the camp. And for some reason, when you were in the pool, you had to have your buddy. There was this this little buddy system that they had. But we could go over to the archery and play with real bows and arrows totally by ourselves, or go walk in the woods that nobody cared.
Have these people not seen ghosts?
Yeah.
They didn't care one bit. They were worried about us drowning where there was 2 lifeguards. But, play with the bows and arrows all you want.
Yourself, that's fine.
Right. Okay. That's how it went, though.
Have they never heard of a jart? No, I'm kidding.
Apparently not back then. Amy said, Melmac, I was going to continue the Bibliophile series next year. I read the first 7 books between last year and early this year, but I decided to pick up book 8 now. Sometimes you don't want to wait.
That's right.
Christine said, I think I'm going to finish my non-fic book. I have about an hour left. There you go. You can get that done. Rose said, Purple Rain said, Lily, Sarah, and Tiffany reading Assault and Beret. Very nice. Mimic said, at Amy, if it weren't for my long reading break this year, I'd be further along in the series. I have a lot of catching up to do. Ooh. And she said, Sarah, there's a new Magical Bakery book being released next year, Rituals and Rolling Pins.
I will get caught up before that comes out.
There you go. Karen said, hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. You're going through the Brandon Sanderson books pretty quickly. Good for you.
Mhm.
Nadine said, I have the bingo board for Nora November. Is there a group read book? No, there's not. I just feel like maybe, and I'm just speaking for myself. Tina is also a host as well as Storm. But I feel like maybe people are just at different points in like their reading of it. So it'd be hard to like pinpoint a book that we all haven't read.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Karen said, I will be watching the Diamondbacks as well, but I will be rooting for the Phillies. Cameron is from the Philly area.
I mean, I don't know anything about baseball. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying I know when to stay out of a sports.
Mel said, Tiffany, yes, I'm really enjoying the Korean Moss Cheese Shop series. I'm saving Curds of Prey for February, though, because it's a Valentine one.
Oh, fun.
That is such a good series. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it.
There you go. And go Diamondbacks. And Karen was babysitting at 11. But see, Karen, I feel, though, that you were a very mature child. So I could see that would be the case. When I was left in charge of my brother and sister, I don't know if that was the best idea, but, you know, I babysat at 11 for siblings and at 12 for neighbors. Okay. Yeah.
I'm barely mature enough now.
I'm lucky I'm taking care of myself, and that's, you know, barely.
I often look for an older adult.
I should need bubble wrap to cross the street. So
we have a girl at work that whenever, like, she runs across a problem, she shouts out loud, I need an adult, and like just holds her hand up in the air.
Yeah.
Mel said, I was babysitting kids when I was 12, not family members, other kids. When I was 10, I watched my brother after we got home from school and for a few hours every weekday evening.
Yeah.
I had a younger brother. He's no longer. No, I'm kidding. This is not true. I was totally kidding. I am the youngest. There's like a rumor.
I remember friends of my family, like my parents' friends, they had a daughter, and I would have been about 12, and she was like an infant, like 2 months old, and I was allowed to look after her, but the parents were still there. They were throwing a party, and then so I was upstairs, right? But I just remember feeling like so mature that they were when in reality, you know, like. But it was good experience.
Exactly.
And I think that's helpful. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I did get certified. I was CPR certified at 13. So if I was going to do it, it was, you know, like make sure it was done properly.
There you go. That's a good idea. Okay, said I saw BSC shows or movies and the girls were portrayed as high schoolers. Yeah.
That's the same with anything that from back, like 90210. They were all in their 40s, I'm pretty sure.
They were way older. Ian Ziering was like in his 40s. He really was.
Yeah.
Him and the newspaper lady.
Andrea. Yes.
Andrea or Adriana. Yeah. They were both like way older.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, Luke Perry's son wrestles in AEW.
Really? Interesting.
In what?
He's a wrestler in AEW wrestling.
Oh. And I'm sure most of you guys know this because a lot of people are Gilmore Girls fans. Sarah, I know you're not, so I'm sorry. But Lane was like 28 or 29 when she was playing.
30 when the show ended. Yeah.
Wow.
When she was playing, and she pulled it off. Like some of the 90210, even then, like I was like, these kids are high school, and I'm looking at the high school boys like in my class. I'm like,
yeah.
Even in high school, I didn't buy it, right? You know, but Elaine pulled off a young teen. Like I had no idea. I just had no idea.
She did. Dino said, I had so much freedom growing up in the 80s. I had my own house key when I was 5 and in kindergarten. Things are so different now.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I read that first. I had my own house at 5. I was like,
okay, what Barbie dream house maybe, but come on.
I didn't have that.
Yeah, not that far. This guy paid off my mortgage when I was 11 years old.
Yeah, you know, that was the only way I was ever going to own a property.
I had the He-Man She-Ra castle.
Right?
There you go. You said I also babysat our neighbors' kids when I was 12 in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started at 13 babysitting my neighbors. I think maybe I was 12, but I wasn't 11. I know. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
I probably shouldn't at 13, but we did.
It happened. We've all survived. It's fine. You know, you cannot get a real job until you were 14. So babysitting is what we did before that, 11 to 13.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. There were no casualties. One finger. That's it. No. I'm just, I don't.
He said I was babysitting at 12. It was for close friends, a family, or people in my apartment complex. And she said, and yes, I'm Amy. Okay, good.
Awesome.
I didn't mess up. Amy said my apartment complex was one building with 12 apartments in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Purple Rain said, after seeing the movie Adventures in Babysitting in the 80s, I refused to babysit anyone.
I love
No.
Adventures
That
in
is
Babysitting.
one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love that movie too.
The opening scene is iconic.
Oh,
Can you
That's
also
so-
just say, though, like that her boyfriend that she had at the time, did he not look like he was in his 40s then?
52? Yeah, he looked like
yes.
It was
He
like,
looked
why are
like
you even pining over this dude? He's like older than your parents. Come
and
on.
creepy. Ooh.
Right.
He looked much older. And then did you ever see Teen Witch?
Yes.
Yes.
The guy in that looked way older than her, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And way
Oh,
older.
yeah,
than,
that
like,
she winds
maybe
up like
not as much as Adventures in Babysitting. I think
No.
that was real, but he did. And I'm like, the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm looking at this pimply kid sitting next to me, and they look nothing like those guys.
Yeah.
right.
No offense. I'm just saying. I had I went,
No.
I agree. He said it wasn't just the actress, they were driving, so they had to be at least 16. Good point. Good point. And Donna said, good evening, everyone. Returning to reading Scritch Scratch and BSC Haunted House for Halloween. I have
Nice.
Scritch Scratch. I'm still in the middle of 2. I got to get back to that one. You know what it is right now, though? I have so many holds out that are going to be due back, so I have to finish those up first.
Mm-hmm.
Case it always thought BSC girls were younger than 16.
they definitely are in the books when they start. I mean,
They're
for sure.
13. Yeah.
You know what I just read? Sorry, but I just read about Anne Martin is that she only wrote the first 36 of that series.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And all the rest of the series was contracted
Mm-hmm.
under her name by Scholastic, and a ton of other authors wrote it. But she only wrote the first 36 books. She has made so much money off that series. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. It was her
No,
idea.
no.
I'm not
But
claiming any of that. I just, if you think about it, there's so many more books out than she actually had any part in. It's so
if
crazy.
when you read the later books, when you get to the dedication, the author would gratefully acknowledges the help of blah blah blah. That's who it is who wrote the book.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll have to look for that.
And a lot of them, it was the same author for a lot of them. So you got the same voice in a way.
It's just crazy to me that she,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, interesting.
Kat said, I always wanted a Barbie dream house. And Barbara said, I was a nanny in New Jersey when I was 19.
So was I. Not in New Jersey, but I was a nanny when I was 19.
Wow.
Kay said, haha, Tiffany, just one finger. That's going to be right back.
The pinky's practically useless.
My husband and I love Adventures in Babysitting.
It's a great movie.
Me too, at Kat. And Amy said, I'm still in the middle of Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods. It's a loan from the library, but I needed a break from middle grade books.
Understandable.
I just finished that one last week. And Kat said, I would look at every Christmas in the catalog. Okay. I think we all did.
That
Yeah.
Sears Christmas catalog, man.
Sears
That thing was
and
iconic.
Catalogs. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh, that was like almost part of like the ritual of Christmas.
That was part of Christmas. When that
Yeah.
arrived, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Now I get all these catalogs in the mail. I'm like, throw them out. We're not spending money on anything. You know?
No one is getting anything this year.
Exactly. All right, we are at the half-hour point, so you guys want to jump into our first sprint, and we'll do that till the top of the hour.
Sounds good.
All right, happy reading.
All right,
Happy reading.
everyone.
How did everyone do?
I actually didn't read anything. I put on Adventures in Babysitting on Disney.
There you go.
So her friends at the bus station. Come pick
Nice.
me up. Get out
I
of
loved
the
the friend. I loved her.
I just looked it up because I was curious. So Elizabeth Shue is 60 now. She was 24 when this movie came out.
Wow.
Yeah. She looks good for her age.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
How'd the rest of y'all do?
I read the first 50 pages of a dissertation that I'm supposed to be reverse engineering. And a couple of chapters of Dirt and a couple of chapters of Daughter of the Deep.
Nice.
Nice. Happy you could make it, Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Well, I taught all day. So I woke up this morning at like 70, 75%. Like I had a little bit of energy, thought I'd be all right. And then I got home and I was just like, I was falling asleep reading Dirt. Like, but my pain level was at like a 9 last week with everything shoving against each other. And I'm at like a 2 or a 3 right now. So vast improvement.
Oh, good.
Much better.
Yeah. Just tired.
Yeah.
Teenagers wear you out.
Coworkers wear me out, but you know.
Yes.
Those two. Yeah.
Well, just older teenagers, and some still act like they are teenagers.
Yeah.
I didn't read either. I actually had to call my dad back, so I talked to my dad for that whole time. And then he was like, "Only 30-minute call." I'm like, "Yeah, I have to get back on my live show." He's like, "Okay." All right, I see Tiffany's chit-chatting over there, so we will continue with comments while she's doing her thing. Where did I leave off at? I believe we left off at Kay saying, "I missed the Wish book."
Mm-hmm.
Meaning the Sears catalog that you'd look through for Christmas.
I keep getting things in the mail from like Amazon, and Highlight sent me like a wish list of cool kids' toys. And yeah,
There you go. They're probably still cool too now.
they're not as good.
Seems
But
to. Yeah. Tina said, "For my generation, that Christmas catalog is Amazon." Oh,
Yes.
that's all right. Amy said, "Lee, what did you think about Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods? So far, for me, it's okay, but I'm not liking it as much as the other books in the series." I absolutely have to agree with you on that. I kept feeling like it's like, okay, yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it just didn't have the same like adventure level that the other ones did. Maybe it's because Percy's a little bit older, or maybe I'm just out of the series nowadays. But yeah, I feel the same way. Like it was good, but just not what I enjoyed about the other books.
Mm.
So, Kay said the catalog was so much better. You could circle things. Yes.
I don't know if I've mentioned, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but we used to have this place up here called Consumers Distributing. And you would go into the store and they would have a catalog and you would write down what you wanted and then give it to them and they would bring it from the back. And my brother and I, as kids, thought that was the most magical thing because we didn't realize you had to pay for stuff. We just knew that if you wrote it down on the piece of paper,
you went and grabbed it for you. Yes, we had that and I loved that.
Yep.
Even if I was just going for like whatever my mom was getting, it was still exciting to go in there and like you're just gonna get it, you know?
It was, and then it would come by on the conveyor belt and it would like, oh.
I'm jealous. I want that.
I'm like, that's Amazon needs to set that up.
Right?
We went to Walmart and did a grocery order pickup on Friday because I was like, I am not walking through the store. Like I just had lab work and everything done. I'm not walking through the store. So me and the kids are sitting there and the guy comes out and he hands my 4-year-old a Walmart catalog. We circled all the things, practiced our circles all weekend. Every baby doll, every baby doll, every Ninja Turtle.
There you go.
Mhm.
She was like, I
That's
want
fantastic.
this one.
I love that. I love that. Donna said, I was taking care of my sister at age 10, babysitting at 13, working in a neighborhood grocery store, and part-time maid in the owner's home when I was 15 in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Wow. Pat said, I'm back. There was a possum in the doghouse with my dog. Oh, no.
Not good.
Yeah, not good at all.
Possums are great. You should be friends with them.
No. We have our fighting groundhog and skunk under my back porch right now. So
Oh my goodness.
No.
Jessica answered, hello, everyone. I'm reading The Family Game by Catherine Stedman. And Pat read one chapter. Danielle made it to 56% in The Brutal Telling by Louise Penny. Cajun said, Pat, I hope your dog is okay.
Mhm.
Cajun, thank you for putting, I just saw, I was flipping through Discord. Thank you for putting about The Guncle Abroad.
What?
The Guncle Abroad. It's like, I guess, like the next book in the Guncle series, and it's coming out, I think she said May 2024.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
thank
need
you
to
for
read
that.
those books.
They
Oh.
are amazing.
Mhm. I was
I
excited.
think it was my favorite book last year.
So good. Jessica said, hello, everyone. Sorry I've been missing Monday, but I'm here. I'll be reading Two Wicked Desserts. Still reading it, but finished The Secret Society of Irregular Witches. 5 stars.
Nice.
Loved it. Nice.
I've heard so many good things about that one.
It was
That
really
was
good.
really good too.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends have read it now.
Yeah, it was really good. You know what I liked especially about it? It's not what I thought it was going to be. It was better than what I thought it would be. So
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to read it.
Karen said she got 37 pages done. Pat said to Cajun, my dog is fine, sleeping comfortably in his doghouse without the possum. I'm surprised he did not kill it. That would have been bad. Purple Rain got 23 pages done. Kay said we had dinner, egg sandwiches, and read a bit.
Yum.
Nice. Amy, I read one chapter and made some hot chai tea. Anita got to 48%. Cajun said to Pat, oh, well, maybe he's a friend. Kat said, I started eating dinner, baked salmon, air-fried sweet potato, and grilled asparagus. Finished a chapter in my Victober book and read one chapter of Dark Waters. So that was very productive.
Well done.
And Tina said, was only able to do about 10 minutes because I was cutting my cat's nails. That I'm wondering which worse, that or the possum and the dog.
Yeah.
Storm said, hi, everyone. How are you doing, Storm?
Hi, Storm. Welcome.
You're doing you got your steps in over there.
Mm-hmm.
They said the Walmart Wish book they have now is so small compared to what they used to have.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Agent said, I'm so excited about the next Guncle. This is one of my top books this year. That is one of the top books this year. Yeah.
And thanks, Cajun. I just pre-ordered the hardcover.
And then I said, I didn't read. I have a new baby I was playing with.
Aww.
What is your new baby guinea pig's name?
You are not a guinea pig, Presley.
No animals want to get involved.
Yes.
So I can't believe we're caught up on comments right now. I'm surprised about that.
Tell us, Storm, did you have a good day?
Yes. That's a hey, Storm.
There
And Anita
Yes.
said doggy.
Yes.
are two
Aw.
of them.
Aw.
This is Tennessee Whiskey.
I love his
Would
name.
you quit? Snoopy,
Hi.
come here.
Love it.
Here. And this is her sister, Snoopy.
Aww.
Would you go wrestle somewhere else? So a stray dog had puppies under my house on July 3rd. There were 7 of them.
Oh my
I
goodness.
found homes for 5 and kept these 2. But she was full-blooded red heeler, and the daddy is full-blooded miniature Aussie, and they are a pain in my patootie. They're too
And you
smart
kept-
for my uncle.
And you kept 2 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, Whiskey is mine, and Snoopy is the girls.
Okay. Fair enough.
We had a black lab that passed away last November, and the puppies, like, I wasn't ready for another dog, but then Ruby had the puppies under the house, and she brought them out and like all trusted us and everything, and I was like, I got all self-hearted and stuff. And now the puppies want you to carry them like they are toddlers around the house.
Yeah.
It's like no thank you. No, thank you. Tina said, "Oh my gosh, a groundhog and a skunk under your house. I can't imagine how loud it is. We have squirrels in the walls occasionally. It sounds like someone's trampling our house." Yeah, no, that's another.
We have mice in the walls.
Yeah.
How do you have mice with all the cats?
Well, the new cats haven't come out yet. Like the mice haven't come out yet.
Gotcha.
But our old boy who just passed away, he was the best mouser. But I have a feeling that Missy is going to, because she will get a stuffed toy, put it in her mouth and carry it around, and then she'll flip it up and she'll, bat at it. So I thought she's going to be a good mouser once they get out. Yep.
There you go.
She's going to have you covered.
That's right.
How you doing, Tiffany? Okay?
Yes.
Oh,
We
good.
were. My husband was having trouble with his card, his bank card, and he was like, "Well, you need to go." I'm not having any. I didn't have any trouble. And
So what do I?
No, but there was a problem with it, but the guy speaking just seemed he was very, very nice, but he yeah, maybe. Maybe. He was very, very, very polite, and he was very helpful, but he was very chill. We got it all taken care of. And a little contact buzz. We're all good.
Yeah.
Everyone's chill now.
I had that one time, some guy, and he's like, "Yeah, so like everything's all scrappy dappy, so I'll let you go and you have a good day." I'm like, "Okay."
I don't think that's in the what you call it, the script.
Yeah. Scrappy happy.
Gosh. Oh.
That's funny. Annie made it to 93%. And Mel said their baby guinea pig's name is Matilda.
Oh, I like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nita said hi, Storm. Storm said, yes, tired. Trying to get my computer up and going to pop on and say hi. It's slow.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Barbara said, we are only caught up because I was quiet.
Well, Barb.
She said, Snoopy or Snippy, Beth?
Snoopy. Her name is Snoop Dogg.
Nice. Nice.
2 W's.
Love it.
The 4-year-old and my mother decided that she kind of looked like Snoopy from Peanuts.
Mhm.
And I was like, no. We named all of the cats after book and movie characters.
Mhm.
So this has to be music. So Tennessee Whiskey and Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
There
We
you
had
go.
a third one we were going to keep named Biggie Smalls. And then we found homes there. There were 4 to begin with. And then we found Smashing Pumpkin found a home really quickly with a Marine who was able to, and he kept her name. She is Smashing Pumpkin.
Oh, I love it.
That is hilarious.
And then Biggie Smalls had a little boy whose mom finally said that they could keep her, and her name is Biggie. They call her Biggie.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
I saw you holding a dog, but I didn't get a really. What kind of dog is it?
They are, well, this one is Snoopy. They are half miniature Aussie, half red heeler. And the vet said, "Are you sure they're miniature?" Their paws, and I was like, "Well,
It looks like a beagle. I would have thought it was a beagle.
oh no, she is not. Look at her.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Oh,
the
okay.
face.
Well, maybe, yeah. I think just I saw the back by the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
No,
Sweet.
they're not. They are pains in my butt.
My cousins have a couple dogs, and like from the same litter, like you said, you kind of give them all similar names. So they were all named after breakfast foods. So the one that they ended up getting, his name was Toast, and the kids insisted on keeping the name Toast. So that's
Yes.
a German Shepherd
Oh, that's
named
funny.
Toast.
Yes.
I love that.
That is hilarious.
Kaden said my cats would have been afraid of mice.
We used to say that about Goran, my big old guy, that he would stand up with his little petticoats and go, "Oh my goodness, the mice!"
What's so funny is we've got Binks and Roxy and Pigwidgeon, and they are all like, Roxy brought a bird in the house one time and then it like pecked her and now she's terrified. And the other two won't do anything. My cat, Boo Boo Kitty, this thing has her claws were growing sideways and we had to declaw her front paws.
Aww.
She climbs trees. She's the one. She's the one that mices. She beats the puppies up.
Yeah.
She does not give a hoot. She's like, I'm in charge. I'm the big cat. No claws. She climbs the tree and just gets it. Beat the tar out of people. And like the big fully clawed cats are like, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
That's funny. Amby says hello from my creative corner of creation. Kitchen said I gotta remember Scrappy Dappy for our next IT.
will you, Cation, please? I'm totally going to put it in an email tomorrow. I'm telling you what. First email I get 1,000 emails a day. First email I get, unless it's from like the court, then I won't. And if anybody else,
but that's even better, Tiffany.
I'm totally ending it with. All right,
it's all Scrappy Dappy.
What did he say again? Everything's Scrappy Dappy?
They said, well, it's all Scrappy Dappy now, so have a great day.
So it's all good. I gotta know how to use it.
You know what?
Okay.
I dismiss every class with, okay, I love you are dismissed. I love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. I think I'm going to slip Scrappy Dappy in there somewhere. All right, you're dismissed. I love you. Have a Scrappy Dappy day.
There you go.
And then like turn around and be like, wait, what?
These kids, they were so happy to see me today. I could have said it today and it wouldn't have been, they would have just been like, she's back. Tomorrow we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
No.
It is.
That's read a few chapters in Scratch.
Yay.
How are you liking it? I finished it the other day. I'm so excited to talk about it.
I loved it. It was so good.
I don't know how far along I am. I got to get back to it.
Not a Tiffany book.
No. Storm said, let me tell you, the 80-year-old I was with today ran rings around me, made me feel like the old one.
Darn those old people with, like ambition and
my energy. My sister says it. The girl that the lady, Fran, that she runs with, who's in her like mid-60s and does everything, she's just like sometimes doing more than me.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, if there's like a like a push-up competition or a pull-up competition, Fran's winning it for sure. She's the first one up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goals.
Right.
Yeah, I'm only on chapter 16. I hate that on Audible it doesn't tell you like your percentage anymore.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Do better, Audible.
Yeah. Do better.
You used to be able to, like, if you wanted to share it, it would say, "Oh, I'm done." But they got rid of that feature.
Honestly, I use that feature daily.
Oh yeah.
So I really hate that they don't have it anymore.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't believe usually I'm like, oh, we're doing so many comments that we don't have time. So I'm just gonna say, let's just get into
today.
Yeah, it really is a Monday today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go back into the next sprint and we'll do that to the top of the hour.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Happy reading.
Happy reading, y'all.
How'd you guys do?
I edited my short for today. I'll post that afterward. And I did not continue to watch Adventures of Babysitting because I know I'm not going to finish it tonight. So I put on John Oliver instead. So
There you go.
yep. How about you, Tiffany?
I got my video ready, but it will go up tomorrow, but it's gonna upload overnight. It's oh yeah. Anyways, and then I got 53% in Take the Honey and a Run.
Nice.
I'm loving it. So
Yay.
How'd you do, Beth?
I got a couple more chapters read in Daughter of the Deep, so I'm on like page 161, chapter 29,
Nice.
and some more homework done.
awesome.
Business and pleasure. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have 9 pages left in the Stacy and the Haunted Masquerade.
Oh, awesome.
9 pages.
I'm really enjoying this one. I'm sorry, what?
I said I love that one.
I've never read this one before, and I'm really enjoying this one. Yeah.
Oh, I love them. I love them so much.
Me too, but you know what though, but you were just talking about how Christy was so annoying, and then like she just like made like 3 comments in like different chapters where she was just irritating in each one, and I'm like, Christy can be annoying. And you know what though, I've noticed over time how much I like Shannon.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like in the beginning you didn't, because it's like, oh, Christy and the snob, she's the snobby girl that lives next door, she's the rich girl, and then it's just kind of like, she's not that bad.
No, and when she took over for Dawn, is when you really.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I did think in the Fright Night, Abby was a little like pushy with things, like which I feel like she was anyways. But you really saw it in Fright Night. I was like, oh yeah, she's
well, I feel like she's almost like the rival of Christy now.
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That Storm said she twisted my arm and made me ride the fire in the hole with her since it's the last year.
Oh my goodness.
And Kat said, where were you, Storm? PK said, sorry I'm here late. It's been a day, not sure what I'll be doing. Would be wise to just listen to calm music and veg. Everybody's having a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Said,
good way to end Monday.
What?
I said she's got a good way to end Monday.
Mm-hmm.
My roommate Christy made an apple crisp and having some with ice cream with caramel drizzled over it. Happy reading and take care. You too, Pat. Have a good night.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Said, woohoo, less than 1,000 pages left. Yay!
Small victories, Barb. Small victories.
Only 1,000.
Exactly.
And Donna said, Scritch Scratch is getting scary. I would have loved to have read this as a 12-year-old, so my inner child is having an adventure.
100%.
There you go.
Aww.
Are you listening to it? Just curious. Anita said, got to 58%.
Very good.
Donna said, must go feed the kitties inside and out and a couple of other chores. Be back soon. Danielle said, made it to 60%. Melmac, I read 14 pages of Gone for Gouda on page 235 of 303. Storm, I hate my computer. It won't work. The cam won't come on.
Oh, no.
Sometimes her luck with the computer is just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Purple Rain said 34 pages of Assault and Beret. And Tina finished Campers and Criminals number 27, 4.75
Nice.
stars.
Excellent.
You are getting caught up, Tina. That is
Mhm.
close, but there's 33 out, I think. 33 just came out.
By the time she catches up, there'll be another 5.
I mean, granted, yeah, you blink and that happens. So,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, yeah.
Kat said I cleaned the kitchen, loaded the dishwasher, put the trash can to the curb, and read 1.5 chapters. Again,
Well done, Kat.
productive.
Good grief.
That's more than I did today, Kat. No.
Seriously.
That's a bummer. And storm technology issues are the worst. Yes, they
Mhm.
are.
They are.
And Ambi, I listened to the prologue of The X-Hex by Aaron Sterling, so I'm 3% in.
I love that book.
And Cat, Storms to Cat, didn't you see your comment before I was at Silver Dollar City? And Kay said, okay, so the non-fic book is about the Salem witch trials, went on to the Founding Fathers, and now The Exorcist, which was based on a true story and was supposed to be a supernatural detective story.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Annie said finished Pros and Cons and read 62 pages in The Haunting by Rodman Philbrick, a middle grade.
Oh, cool.
So look that one up. Kay said I have about 2.5 chapters left. Had to pause and chat with the hubby about it.
Nice.
And Jessica said, okay, finally made it halfway through Two Wicked Desserts. LOL, so I will finish this book. LOL.
Awesome.
Got this. Kay said, when I finish this, I will be switching back to Pinned for Murder, currently at 50%. And now we got a kitty over here.
Black
too.
kitty.
This is my baby. This is Boo Boo,
I love a black cat.
my panther.
Oh,
Oh, and we're done.
yeah,
that's it.
that was enough.
That was it. My older daughter has 2 cats, and the little one has a cat, and then I have Boo Boo, who's the oldest. But one of Elena's cats, every time I go to get her fixed, she's pregnant again, and we have to wait because she a hoe. So we have 4 4-month-old kittens that have come out and are running around my feet, and Boo Boo is mad.
Oh.
She is perturbed.
No
She's
doubt.
like, I'm 7 years old and I don't want none of this.
Right?
She doesn't like me right now. I'm like, it's not my fault.
Have you guys ever heard of Rockstar that does the voiceover? Like that's the name of his thing, but it's Rockstar spelled like RXSTAR.
Okay.
He does animal voiceovers. Okay, well he
Okay.
has this one. He is hysterical, and he has this one, and this baby is bothering this cat, and the cat is like, listen, mama. He's like, listen, he's like, I need you to hear me. He's like, your mom's sitting over there filming all these videos for TikTok, giggling. He's like, but if I put paws on you, we're gonna have problems. And then he says, he's like, you don't think I'll do it? He's like, they got me from the shelter. I'm about that life. The mom's like yelling at him, like literally yelling at the cat because the cat keeps raising its paw at the baby, you know. And he's like, he keeps talking, and then he's like, you know what? He's like, just take me back to the shelter. I don't want this anymore. Just take me back. It's absolutely hysterical. So funny. It does remind me of that because she calls him Boo Boo, or he calls her Boo Boo, or something in it. It's too funny.
Oh, I love that.
Well, I did not name the cat. My dad calls all cats Boo Boo Kitty, but I used to be a huge fan of Kevin Smith movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I still am, but I don't, with the kids, I don't really watch them.
No,
But Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Mhm.
Silent Bob calls his girlfriend. That's her full name. And I have actually had to stand on the front porch and yell her full name at her to get her to come back because she'll ignore me until I put the whole name in there. And then she's like, fine. Mark it back like she's a teenager.
Oh, that's funny.
Marcus and I, we had
all the moms down the street like, what did she say?
We had 2 cats, me and Marcus, named Jay and Bob. And it took my father-in-law about 10 years. And he goes, did you know there's 2 characters in a movie named Jay and Silent Bob? And Mark's like, why do you think we named them that?
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. Sometimes Marcus is in a movie. That's what he'll be for me. And I'm like, really? Make me laugh.
I unfortunately accidentally quoted Dogma, not randomly Jay and Silent Bob, but I quoted Dogma in class one day, and one of my seniors, who granted, like, he's had the best upbringing. He's like a 35-year-old man in a 17-year-old's body, basically. So I quoted Wayne's World one day, and he finished the quote.
Nice.
He did that for me with the Dogma quote. There are 12 kids in that class. 11 other kids are going,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We have like a moment. I'm like, I see you. And then we go on.
Oh,
I'm
One
just
of the-
glad he
one
was
of
the
the-
only one that caught it.
Got
the
it.
least, I think, or one of the more offensive ones, in my opinion, was mall rats.
Mm.
And I watched that weekly. And I was thinking about it now as an adult. I'm like, I was way too young to
yeah.
watch
I
that.
think that about Chasing Amy.
Yes,
Oh my
Chasing
God,
Amy as well.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I loved it because when Clerks and Mallrats came out, I was like working at a video store. So I was like
Nice.
totally Randall. And I was just like,
Yep.
good
Yep.
time. Good time in life. Yeah. Love those movies. Tina said, yeah, I'm so close. I think 31 is the newest book, hoping to finish by the end of the year. I think you can
Nice.
catch up on those. Yeah, they're not too long. Barbara said, so Sarah, on your knitting, for you, is it better to throw or pick? I can't pick to save my life. No idea what that means, so you go for it, Sarah.
Okay, so it's how you knit it. My nan knew how to pick, and I can't. So throwing is what I do, where you like wrap it around, right? Picking is where you go from the other side and you actually just pick it off like the string as you're going. They say picking is actually faster because you're not having to let go of the needle to wrap the yarn around. You're just doing it. But like Barb said, I have tried and I just can't figure out how to hold the yarn to do that. I think once I master it, it'll be great, but they say that picking is faster. There's your knitting information for today.
I can't. I can crochet all day, do all the things, but knitting I cannot do at all. And my mom will take like the tiniest of knitting needles and little like floss and be like making Barbie dresses and stuff. And it's just like, I can't, my hands will not do it. I can't use chopsticks. You want me to take these and she's like, it's fine. She's like, wrap and stab and lift. And I'm like, I can't do it.
I had this at work today because I'm knitting on a sock. So I'm using double points. I'm using actually 4 needles at one time. And I'm sitting there and one of the girls walks by. She's, what kind of witchcraft is this?
That's funny.
Yeah. Not me. Lisa said, hi, everyone. Reading Halloween Party by Agatha Christie at 10%.
Awesome.
And Tina said, but this one ended with a cliffhanger, and I'm waiting until Thanksgiving to read the next one because it's Thanksgiving themed.
You could read it now, Tina, and say it was for Canadian Thanksgiving, and that's past.
And there you go.
Say, wasn't that like today?
It was like last week.
Last week. Oh,
Yeah.
I was close. It's in October.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You're right. Exactly. Exactly.
She said, oh, I missed it, Storm. I hope you had a fun adventure. I've never been there.
It's really
I
awesome.
haven't either.
I haven't either.
Say kitty.
Cuddle.
And then Cajun said, Shayna was pregnant when she showed up at my door. 2 vets said the kittens had different daddies. I used to tell her she was a hoe before I took her in. LOL.
They let some stinking mail from down the road in my house. I walked out of my room to get some hot tea last night, and there's this big old cat that is not mine sitting in the middle of my living
Oh
room.
my gosh.
I was like, I don't know you, sir. He just went, ran out the door. Like, I have a doggy door that we lost the cover to and cannot find it anywhere. They just let the dang thing in. Like, do not be hoeing in my house, ma'am.
Mhm.
I
Take it outside.
used to want a doggy door, but I live in Florida and I saw a couple of videos where alligators came in through a doggy door. I'm like, yep, I'm
Nope.
out. I'm out.
Nope.
Like wondering, like,
When I lived in Florida, I was looking at getting a place and putting in a doggy door and all that. Because at the time I had a Rottweiler and like getting up to let him out and in or whatever was just ridiculous. He figured out how to open the door, so it was fine. But when I was looking to get a doggy door, ever like the dude that was trying to sell it to me, the guy that was going to put it in, everything, were like, you don't want to do this. I lived in North Florida. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I lived in Monticello. Well, outside of Monticello, but yeah, no. And then I went to school the next day and almost ran over an alligator. I had to stop and get out and like nudge it off the road so I could keep going, and was like, never mind.
Yeah. And anywhere in Florida, but like luckily at least I don't live in the Everglades. Those people are like the snakes and the like huge that they're finding. I'm like, I mean, iguanas that are like 50 pounds falling out of the trees. No way. No.
That's why I keep my ass up north. No, thank you.
You and me both, Lee. I will shovel snow to not deal with 50-pound iguanas.
And I don't even shovel snow, but I will pay somebody to shovel my snow. But no.
There we go. I will drive in snow.
So, iguanas, when apparently they fall out of the trees because they get so cold, because they're not used to the cold. And so when it drops like to even like 60, apparently they can't hold on anymore. And they will literally fall out of the tree. But when you're 50 pounds falling out of the tree and you fall on someone, that could be really dangerous. So
I wanted so badly to get one when I lived in Florida, but we had a black bear, a mama black bear I lived on 5 acres. You literally had to drive on a back road to a smaller back road to a smaller back road to a dirt road to the pasture to get to the gate, one of those. And there was a mama black bear and a cub. And I walked out on my front porch one day and then had to go call my boss and be like, I'm going to be late. And they're like, why are you going to be late? Well, you see what had happened was there's a bear sitting on my car. And they're like,
oh, no.
Yeah. Where my husband worked before he started working back in Missouri again. What they tell you it was, he was like, he had to like walk between buildings and it was outside and it was so ways. And they're like, hey, there's a bobcat out there. Be careful. It's a freaking panther. A panther.
Oh my gosh. Well, I live in West Texas. Like I came home. I live in West Texas now again. And I was driving to work the other day and this big black streak goes across and I'm like, well, that's not a fox because we have foxes. Like that's not a fox and it was not a deer. And then I realized it has a big curving black tail behind it. And I call my buddy and he's like, oh yeah, no, there's been a lot of sightings of like these weird bobcat panther mixed cats running around over here. I live in the panhandle.
Yeah. No.
Why? What is happening?
I'm just like, no, I'll keep the crackheads that I have up here. I'm fine with that. I'm good. No.
I got one of those too that lives down there.
No, I'm fine.
We still have those.
I don't think
the animals don't want to eat them.
Yeah, no. They're like, no, I don't even want that. I'm good.
Yeah, they're like bad meat. No.
Bad meat.
Agent said, has anyone watched the channel Three Southern Cats and Mama? They're hysterical and eerily accurate. I've never heard
it, but I will definitely look it up.
Start laughing. Mel started laughing. Nita said, bless you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
And come on. Oh, no, it's going to start messing around with me. Come on.
Showing.
Wayne's World was very Canadian, by the way.
I love Dwayne's World. The other one I liked was the one about the record store. Oh, Empire Records.
Empire Records. That was fun too.
We just said at work the other day we should have a Rex Manning Day. Why we even were talking about that, I don't know.
It's hilarious.
I love that movie. Tina said, is picking called continental sometimes?
Correct. Yes. Continental Manning.
She said, I know the very, very basics of knitting, and I think picking continental seems more adaptable to a crocheter's learning.
I certainly wish that it was.
100%.
Unfortunately, I think maybe my divergence does not diverge in the way of knitting.
There you go. There you go. Barbara said, I can knit and crochet, so I'm a big crafter. Nice.
By crafter.
By crafter. There you go. By crafter. Tina said, because I believe it's the same way you hold the yarn. She said, by crafter.
And that's why I can't figure it out, because I can't hold the yarn that way.
Oh, okay. Kat said at Lisa, I have Halloween party on my October TBR. Very nice. I hear a lot of people talking about that book right now.
Mm-hmm.
In case I saw crocheted granny squares I would love to do, but they are done with thread, like the kind you sew with. I have no idea what size hook that would be, but the squares are an inch.
I bless you for wanting to do that because I can't see it, but they have specific crochet needles that are for thread, and they're not letters, they're numbers. So it's like 0.05 hook.
I was gonna say -6.
Yeah. They're like an H hook is also like a storm.
Yay!
An H hook is also like
I just put in the comment that I gave up and it came on.
Of course.
It was like, okay, that's all we wanted.
There you go.
It wanted to break you, and then it was like, yeah, we'll give it to you now. So like 8 hooks. Okay, so I could see like they have just the different.
Yeah,
Because it's
so
the same.
little-
It's the millimeter size, I bet you, because knitting needles are the same.
Yes.
They're whatever, but it's a millimeter size.
Yeah, they are.
To see. Normally I have like 8 crochet hooks running around where I could like demonstrate, but I think they're all in various projects right now.
Yeah, mine's over across the way too. I have a basket.
As I actually have one.
Oh,
I have no idea what size this is.
Oh.
That looks like probably an N.
It's an I.
Huh.
It's a 5.2 millimeter.
I was gonna say J. It looked big.
It looks thick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are. This is a screwdriver, not a hook, but you're looking for something that's more like this size and not like that size. It'll have a little bitty tiny little on the end.
He said cats had company. Kitchen said, I don't know you, sir.
That was the first thing that popped out of my mouth. I just went, I don't know you, sir.
And he said, okay.
For all you
what
crafters,
are
I
they
just have to show you this, that my husband found this in the closet while we were cleaning. And so it's a bat. It's got my name on it. But these are all to measure the size of your needle. Your knitting needle.
Cute.
If you don't know what size it is, you put it in and it will tell you. It's like sizing your ring.
Needle size.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I have no actual use for it because, again, I cannot knit to save anybody's life, but I want one. That's
it's
adorable.
Just decoration. Yeah.
We'll just hang it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Decoration,
I don't
exactly.
knit.
Just put up on the wall.
I might be able to learn. I couldn't. My grandmother taught me to crochet, but she also knits and she does a lot of other things. But I can't. My brain won't let me because I can't stand the knocking of the needles. Like even when I go over to her house, if she's knitting, she has to put that away and pull out crochet because I can't stand the constant click, click, click. Anything like sound wise repetitive is a big, for whatever reason, bothers me a lot. So I was like, no, knitting is not for me. It's
like my coworker that does
yeah
all day long. It's like, I'm gonna stab you with the pen. Knock it off now.
I would have to. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And
I have that issue. Some of the yarns, even crocheting, they squeak. Oh, it gets me.
She asked what they're
making.
the
really bad acrylic?
Oh.
Yes. They're making fairy afghans.
Oh.
That's what they're doing.
Fairies can knit their own afghans. Crochet.
They use magic for that.
Pretty sure they have special leaves and everything.
That's right.
Oh yeah, the love bugs are terrible, Tina.
Oh,
So my
the
main
love
room
bugs are
area-
terrible. They will literally like stain your car. Terrible.
They like eat the paint off of it in places. It's so bad.
Amy said, OMG. Danielle said, I'm not brave enough to get a pet door. My younger cats like to bring his outdoor toys home live. Plus, our resident possum might move in.
If the possum's nice, let it move in.
It's like a Cinderella story.
It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. They like cat food.
Tina said, when we lived in Kentucky, we live in Kentucky, and I'm terrified of seeing a bear or a wolf. Anytime I'm outside, hear leaves rustling, and it's like a wolf's coming to eat me.
The other day when we went for our walk, we had just gotten started on our walk, and we heard this like weird noise, like howie type weird thing or whatever it is, and I go, "Is there a werewolf in there?" And Dad's like, "No, it might be like a Black Panther or something." But I mean, it made a weird noise. It was weird.
He was like,
We have panthers around where we are, but
It's that time of year for werewolves.
yeah, I know. That's why it was like, I mean, it was just perfect. I mean, it's out in the woods. It's like,
I'm pretty sure they're werewolves all year round, though. I mean,
Oh,
it's
you're
not
so
just in
funny,
October.
Tiffany.
All right. Well,
There you go.
well, we also make fun. We're like, is that Bigfoot? Yeah,
Bigfoot needs candy too, you know.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that recent video of the people from the train taking the video of the Bigfoot?
no.
Marcus's family's obsessed.
No.
His father's obsessed with Bigfoot, and it was like they had him like in like, I don't know, desert type of. He blended in with the background and everything, or her, I don't know. And yeah, it was a big deal.
Mm.
My dad is obsessed. He likes Bigfoot stuff too. He would think that was cool. But his
Weird.
problem, he's like, all these shows that have all this technology, and I ain't seen one Bigfoot.
It's the same thing with the stupid ghost investigators. That stupid guy, whatever his name is, and he hears Bobo Baggins or whatever his name is, and he hears noises. He never hears anything. He's like, oh, did you hear that? And like they play back the thing and they tell you what it said. Of course you hear it because they told you what it said.
We
You know,
used to watch the.
Wait.
Well, that was a cat knocking
ghost.
things over. That
Oh,
was not
I
my
thought
ghost. That was a cat. My ghost typically does not knock things over. He's just, moves things randomly for us. It's fine. The 4-year-old will be like, Grumps said, like, you tell your Grumps he's been dead for 5 years. You don't get to say. Shush. But anyway, we used to watch I don't remember what they were called, but it was like a group of plumbers that also did paranormal investigation. I don't know. They were fun. But sometime in the show, there would be a big bang or something, and it never failed. The dude would go, what the hell was that? And there would just be like a freeze frame. And then they go running towards the sound. And like, you will die first in the horror movie. Good sir.
it's like, nope.
You tell me what it was. I'll stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I used to like to watch the Ghost Adventures. I don't know if that's the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's it.
We
I cannot remember the name of the main guy, but my mom's like, Zach, that's it. Zach. And my mom she's like, they're gonna find. I'm like, please don't tell me you really believe this stuff, Mom. But she also, I told you her 3 shows are Ghost Adventures, Anybody Surviving in Alaska, and Women Who Murdered Their Husbands, and put that all together, and she'd have the perfect show for herself.
All right.
Listen, we thought about moving to Alaska. I looked at getting my teaching certificate, and they make you take history of Alaska and a full-on survival course to be certified. So, and I was like, great, I'll do it, because they'll take all of my stuff and let me be in a classroom, but to be completely certified Alaskan history and survival. And I went, yes, I'll do it. And at the time I was with the girl's father, and he was like, we're not going if that's what they make you do. And I'm like, why not? You work construction. You're going to go work in your buddy's gold mine and build houses. Like, what are you worried? He's like, no, you're going to die because you're going to sit there and try to pet the wolf. Like you're going to go, what was that noise? It was a wolf pup. Come here, baby. And you're going to try to snuggle them and you're going to die. And I'm going to be stuck with the girls in Alaska.
I don't think that
We
would be
couldn't
that bad.
argue, so we stayed in Texas.
What?
Because I would 100% go, it's such a cute puppy. That puppy's a 400-pound wolf, but you know,
Right.
whatever.
I said I live in Missouri. It's a show me state. I need to see a ghost first before I believe in it.
There you go.
I have one of my kids mouthed off to me one day, and I don't know what happened. Have no idea. But like, there's absolutely no explanation except I've always told the kids, oh, I have ghosts that come to my classroom with me. They just like come chill out because stuff will fall over or whatever. And they're like, oh. I'm like, oh, it's just the ghost. And we move on. One day, this kid like was pushing back real hard. He was getting very disrespectful. And we were just about to the point where I went, I'm going to call the principal, which I never do. And a book flew off of the side shelf and landed, like barely missed his nose and landed against the desk next to him. And he just went, I'm sorry. At that point, I went, okay, we really do have ghosts in the classroom. And
you didn't even have to send them to the principal's office. It just happened.
We did not have to call the principal. We just went, okay.
That's funny. That's funny. Annie said, okay, this is quite a challenge. I would like to get fabric with checks on it and make a little quilt. I'm too funny. Yeah. That's because I don't want to deal with anything. No international animals. International animals, anything besides a dog and a cat. So, yeah, anything beyond that, no.
Yeah.
He said, right, there are a few people on YouTube that do it tiny or micro granny squares.
Yeah.
I've seen people do like the little micro amigurumi, and I'm like, I don't understand how you can count the tiny, like
The tiny, yeah.
Cannot.
I think I sent a picture of it on Discord at one point, but my grandmother crocheted with thread the Lord's Prayer, and it has all the words. I mean, it's huge. It's in a frame. And then around it has like angels, and I mean, she like hand did it. I'll take a picture of it. I think I put it up on Discord quite a few months ago, but it's framed in her house. It's incredible. I don't even know how someone has the patience. I'm like, you would need to, I would need to be in prison to complete this project. Like, that's my only hope. Like,
She's like, I'm in here for life and I have nothing else to do.
That's it.
What
That's
kind of
the only way
crochet
I'm
did she
finishing
do
this
it with?
project.
Did she do like a Grafghan, but with tiny little threads, or?
I have no idea. I mean, she did it years ago. She's I'm not supposed to say her age, so that is the way I do it now. So I really don't know, but like I said, maybe I still have the picture. I'll put it up on Discord again. It's craziness.
I when I was learning to do the corner to corner crochet, where you do the like several different colors and you.
She froze.
Nopo. What did you say?
Give her a second.
She froze up.
That was a cross stitch pattern. And crocheted as a blanket, which I've done a couple of times, but it was a decent sized squirrel cross stitch pattern, not a tiny one. And I ended up with an Afghan that will cover the stinking queen size bed. It is huge. It's gorgeous. It's like a rainbow pattern with this giant squirrel in the middle of it. And I was so proud of myself. But I cannot. If I'd have done that with thread, it would have taken me twice as long and been this big. But anybody that does that is like with the thread, just my hero. I cannot. And knits. I might be a little salty about not being able to knit.
Daniel said, Tina, I've never seen a bear near my home, but I hear coyotes all the time.
Oof.
Coyotes are bad here. Drives me crazy.
He said, LOL, I would never be able to see that either without a giant magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Agent said, Storm, it just need to be tattled on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I had a picture of Grandma's thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Tina said, Christina, micro crocheting is not as difficult as it seems. The crochet thread has different sizes and then regular and yarn sizes.
Wow.
And Ambi said, one night, me and my mom were coming home from the grocery shopping, and we had to go up a bit because we were backing in and saw something black, and we could barely see.
No, thank you.
Could be anything. Congrats, Storm. And Tina said, I use millimeters to size every crochet hook. 1.5 is the size you use with the 10 weight crochet thread. Nita said, Storm, I would have given up a long time ago.
Yeah.
You're persistent, my dear. You're persistent, Storm. I like that. Ambi said, mind you, it was dark, so we could barely tell what it was. Long story short, we think it was a bear cub.
Oh, wow.
I think that's even worse because then, like, the mama bear's around somewhere. So,
Mm-hmm.
Tina said, I can understand what knitting is and how it works, but I just can't do it. Maybe because I'm kind of crochet first.
I mean, I learned how to crochet first as well, but I got bored of it extremely quickly because I'm like, all you can make are blankets. That was my brain.
Did you learn to knit younger or just recently?
I only learned to knit about a decade ago.
Okay.
And I fully am taught on YouTube. Like, I learned everything on YouTube.
Oh.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I taught my husband how to knit, and I taught my aunt how to make socks. She already knew how to knit.
Very nice.
I'm impressed with the socks because like that's pretty cool to do. I don't know how to do anything, so I can't crochet, I can't knit, I can't use chopsticks either. None of that. So yeah.
I can make hats.
Chopsticks are hard.
I can make hats using the little loom that they have, the little round one where you like move everything off the deal.
Yes.
I cheat.
I'm teaching Elena how to crochet, and she made she got started, and she was going to make a scarf, and she got 3 rows in, and she went, okay, tied it off. She wears it as a necklace. But she's so proud of herself. She was like, I'm done now.
There you go.
I did it. I conquered it.
That's great. It works. Meanwhile, I'm crocheting pieces for a costume.
There's I think it's Stephanie Plum. I think it's Stephanie Plum, where the mom has she was trying to learn how to crochet, and she just has the chain, and she never learned how to do anything else, and so she just keeps going with the chain. And she's like, it started a washcloth, and now in 29, and she's like, I don't know, it's like a mile long blanket. She just but it's still just the chain because she never. Pretty sure it's the Stephanie Plum series.
That would be me. Kay said, what they were using, though, is not crochet thread. They were using regular sewing thread, and the whole square is smaller than your fingertip.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
No.
Ambi said, hey, don't knock acrylic yarn. Tina said,
Well,
okay,
I wasn't knocking
the
acrylic
time.
yarn. I was knocking the crappy acrylic yarn.
Yes.
There is some
Super
great acrylic
cheap.
yarn out there.
And it squeaks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Red Heart Super Saver.
Mm.
Ooh, I can't stand that noise.
Tina said, okay, well, that type of micro crocheting is difficult, LOL, but the lace, pretty easy. And Jessica said, Storm, I got book 2 of 3 of A Discovery of Witches today from the library. And Sarah, I finally got Killer Vacation in, as well as Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. And I finally got Case of the Blues in, too.
Yay.
Oh, Jessica, good day.
Wreck the Halls in December.
There you go. Unfortunately, still waiting on the new Jen McKinley. Kay said, thanks for the sprints. You are welcome. And it said, Stanley is a nice possum, but I'm afraid he might not be housebroken.
If you have a doggy door, you can train him pretty quickly. Possums are very smart.
Oh my gosh.
She seems to be an advocate for
That's for my sister. Yes, exactly. Kay said, I'm thinking of using the magnifying glass that they used in the Santa Claus movies to read the fine print. That's what I would need so I could get bigger as the day goes on.
You're making the tiny little fairy bracelet.
Yeah. I forgot what you guys said this was called. Amigurumi?
Amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
Thank you.
I thought the granny squares were crazy.
It's ridiculous. They make like highly detailed teddy bears that are like that big.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And Anita said, thanks for the sprints. Will there be sprints on Wednesday, Sarah?
Yes, there will be. 7 p.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah. Cajun said to Danielle, maybe you can train Stanley for a litter box. And we said you can make so much more than just blankets and crochet, but that's what so many people think. So maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That witch's hat that I wore in my Halloween deal, I crocheted that.
Oh, very cool.
I make all sorts of
Very cool.
sweaters that I never wear and cardigans and blankets and toys.
There you go. Cajun said Adele in the Crochet Mysteries crochets everything, clothes, toys, hats, and tells everyone it's far superior to knitting.
Adele sounds very smart. I should read those.
Tina says, only a decade ago? And then Amvi said, I'm sorry, but I will still stand up for the Red Heart Super Saver.
I'll be the first to admit I am a yarn snob. 100% I am a yarn snob.
There you go. Cajun said, okay, I just looked up and there is a Guinness commercial and the foam is singing or talking or something. It has a face. I swear I'm stone cold sober. These commercials get a little out of. You ever realize you're watching a commercial for something and it has nothing to do with whatever their product is at all? You know, it's like.
And then we were watching some commercial yesterday. I think it was about like an app that like you could get like handyman service, but it was like the person's thumb was talking to them. It just looked like their thumb was like sliced open, and I was like, Kevin pointed it out. I'm like, this is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was the strangest. And again, you're like, what does that have to do with? Except I think they were trying to make the reference to since it was a handyman hammer, and I don't know. It was very bizarre.
I've watched commercials and I'm be like, you failed because I do not want that product now.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Right.
I show old commercials from like the 80s and 90s to my students. And I'm like, okay, what were they selling you?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
About 50% of the time, it's that face.
We eat cigarettes, but you know, we don't have commercials for those anymore. So
I haven't played them. I have to stay public school appropriate.
Right.
I can't be like, they're trying to sell you cigarettes and booze over here.
right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The best one though is Grey Poupon and
The best ones.
and
The
Parquet.
best ones. Yeah.
The Grey Poupon and Parquet commercials from the early 90s. My kids are like, I don't know what happened. Like, what?
They're still like, what is Grey Poupon? I don't know.
The Parquet ones, the one because they had Parquet like when we were like really tiny or whatever, and my mom would tell me that my brother would sit there and look at the butter and go, Parquet, trying to get it to say
Talk back. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, where people today would be like, what are you talking about? Like, no clue. Tina said, Sarah, do you consider yourself intermediate or an expert? I'm just so surprised you said only a decade.
I'm an intermediate. I wouldn't consider myself to be an expert because the one thing I do not know how to do is color work. I can, like Rainy from Rainy Day Reach, she's knitting a sweater where she's changing colors. Like she has like a motif, and I could do it. I just haven't done it yet. So that's why that just seems like too much thought.
Do y'all, okay, when you do color changes and stuff, because like I do color changes all the time in my crochet, and I just lay it over, right, and hook it in. Do like before we switch to the next color, I have a span where it goes through. I have never thought to ask, like with knitting, because of the way because y'all crazy, because of the way that works. Can you lay
do
the
knit with
yarn?
2 different colors at the same time. So like if you're knitting like a white sweater with a black cat, you'll follow the pattern and you'll be like, okay, white stitch, and then you'll switch to the black yarn, however many stitches the black. But there are some people who can do like 3 or 4 colors at once. Like 2 would be enough for me.
The yarn?
Yep, you just carry it behind. So you don't go that far. Like that's why the patterns tend to be like motifs that go. It's not like a big picture. The big pictures, though, exactly as you said, a lot of knitters will do that. They will like put it over top once the sweater's been knitted. Stitch it on top. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said Walmart brand acrylic is a little bit better and a little bit cheaper than Red Heart.
And I will say some of the Red Heart dye lots don't make that squeaky noise. Some of them don't. And I have been known to stand in the aisle and be like,
I like the if I'm gonna buy like cheap yarn, which is usually what I buy, because I'm doing it for like a project that I'm like for donation type stuff for like blankets or whatever. So I usually buy it. I like the I do the Michaels generic, like the loop and thread.
The loops and threads is good.
Yeah,
I don't
like
have a Michaels anywhere near me. I have to go like 3 hours to get to one.
I do like the loops and thread. It's Michaels. It's Michaels generic, so that's why like they don't have their own website for loops and thread. You can't like look it up and be like, oh, I want this brand, and like you go off Michaels because that it's there, but like it's not sold anywhere else. It's not, but it's their generic, and I do like that. I mean, I think if you're gonna buy something that's not like from a shop, like like a specialty shop, I think that I like that one.
Hobby Lobby's got their own store brand. I don't remember what it's called, but I like theirs. And they're an hour from me instead of 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
But Walmart's 30 minutes.
Oh my God. Wow.
As both of them being my customers, I hate Michaels. I love Hobby Lobby. And that's just because the people of Michaels are annoying and the people of Hobby Lobby are a pleasure to work with.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's it.
That is good to know.
Yeah. Michaels are the most annoying people.
Oh.
I could start naming names, but I'm not going to do that right now.
And Joyce from Michaels in Toucan, New Jersey. Joyce.
It's Jill in corporate,
Oh.
Jill the buyer for corporate,
Yeah.
Amby said, I finished the first book in the Crochet Mystery series in maybe July or August and loved it. And Cajun said, that's a great series. PK said, I was at a grocery store in the dairy section and heard a little voice singing Activia. I'm thinking it's Activia. Activia. It was the 3-year-old boy. That's why they call it TV programming.
It's true.
It's very true. That's why we know all these little jingles and all those other little
That's
things. Mm-hmm. Got another cat up here today.
Yes, this is one of the terrorist kittens. I think Elena's calling her Coke, which is quite possibly the stupidest name for a cat I've ever heard in my life.
Um,
It's
Yes.
called I Love This Yarn.
Yes, Amber, it is.
the best name for a kitten I have ever heard. There was some book coming out last month. The cat's name was Freddie Mercury.
That's it. That's it. That's your name now. That's what she said. No,
Oh
it
my
could
God,
be Freddie Mercury.
that is by
We're done.
far-
No,
what's her
okay.
name? Jenny. Oh God, what's her name? Jenny something or other. The blog S. She wrote Furiously Happy. Jenny Lawson. So she has a cat whose name is Ferris Mueller, and her dog's name is Dorothy Barker.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Oh, and then her other cat is Hunter S. Tomcat.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Those are cute. Those are cute.
That is hilarious.
I tried. We had one of the dogs was we had one male and 6 females in that litter, and I tried to convince the girls that the male's name needed to be Aaron Burr. But I had like some witty like dog pun with it.
Right.
I can't remember what it was now. My mind just completely blanked, but it was a play on Aaron Burr. And they were like, no.
No.
But that was like the one boy was the first one to go. Like the second one to go. My best friend got one, and then like the next day, one of the ladies I worked with was like, "Do you have that boy still?" Yes. So we gave him away really quickly. So he never did get a name. But I was like, Aaron Burr. We could come up. I've tried to name a cat Aaron Purr, and they were like, no. Trying so hard. They're not having it. No Hamilton names in the house, apparently. It's just sad.
They're just like, nope, veto power. No.
No, they do. They will
I
sing
was
all of
such a
the
big fan
songs
of
and
the
then go,
TV
no,
show
we're not naming
Frasier.
them.
Love
I was
Frasier.
such a big fan of the TV show Frasier that when I got my 2 boys 18 years ago, I was going to name them Frasier and Niles because they were brothers. And then I was going to jokingly tell everyone who came over that I also had a female that we never saw whose name was Maris.
Right?
But you had to be a fan of the show to,
They have the reboot of that just came out.
I watched it and was severely disappointed and just started rewatching the original
Oh,
Frasier again.
the reboot started?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
my
the
own
reboot.
personal
I didn't
opinion,
even know they were
it wasn't for
rebooting
me.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I never
But,
watched it to begin with.
I loved the original. I don't think I
The
want to.
thing is that you need Niles and unfortunately the father who passed away. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You need that dynamic and they're not there. So that was my
and-
disappointment.
For sure, the dad, because he kind of breaks up their pompousness. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because otherwise,
Exactly.
it's just two very pompous. Well, I mean, if he's gone, but yeah, I don't think it would work the same.
Yeah,
'cause their dad
you know
really
what I mean,
brought
though,
them down to earth.
And I mean
again.
Eddie.
Yes, Eddie.
No, Eddie.
Right?
So, real quick, I want to tell you my story about me and Pam, my 80-year-old lady that I
Yes,
was with.
please.
Oh, please, yes.
Okay. This is how it was. We did the fire in the hole, it's a really chill, actually, like roller coaster. It's not as bad as don't do loop-de-loops, doesn't do any of that. But she's so excited and giddy. She rode it twice while we were there, right when we got there. And that's the whole reason why she even got her season tickets, is because it's the last year for it. And she remembers whenever she first got here, because she was from Illinois, I think, and she moved down here in 1972, and she rode that roller coaster, and she wanted to end it, and all that stuff. And the time when she got me on it, though, we were coming up, and there's like this big ramp to, after you get done with it, you have to crawl up this ramp to get out. She goes running up the ramp, and here I am grabbing onto the thing going, I'm never gonna get up that. Like, my goodness, she's like 80 years old, and she's like running up the ramp. She's turning around like, are you coming? I'm like, I'm coming.
That's funny.
I'm getting there. But she's like, "Did you see me? Did you see me?" I went, "Fire in the hole!" She run because that's what everybody raised their hands up and go fire in the hole when they goes down the thing. I said, "No, I had my eyes closed."
Wow.
She's got her arms up. She's laughing. You're shut. You're like clinging for dear life.
I'm holding on to the thing, going, "No," because I do not like roller coasters. But
Did you do it just for her?
Yeah, she was like not gonna give up because she's like, "Are you sure you don't want to do it? Are you sure?" Because the first time she did it on her own, I said, "I'll just sit out here and wait for you." But she's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Like, so it was like the second time I was like, "I better just do it," because she's gonna be. She goes, "See, now you can tell everybody you got to ride it, and it's the last year."
There you go. Now you won't ever have to ride it again. So there you go.
Because it's a inside like a cave thing, so it's dark, but they have all this like fun little light up things and like, Elmer's doing whatever again with this wash or whatever, because it's all this like hillbilly backward stuff. So as you go through it or whatever, but yeah, I only had my eyes closed when I knew we were getting there. Whenever it goes, fire no, and I'm like, that's when we like
you to shut your eyes.
Kevin just said he went to Silver Dollar City when he was like 7 or 8 and rode Fire in the Hole, and it was terrifying. And he just told me a whole story about it. That's why I had to mute it because he was talking when you were talking. And yeah, so I'm like,
yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't ride it whenever I was little, and everything. My dad always had to wait while my mom took my brother on the ride because I'm like, I'm not going on that.
But now you've done it and it's over.
Yeah, and it's over. I don't have to ever do it again.
Right.
She's going back next month, and then she's going back in December. Because she's got the season ticket, and it costs so much. Her justification is she has to go once a month till the end of the year.
I mean, she might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had the cheap season pass too, which was $159.
Wow.
But it's $89 a day for a day pass.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And so if she went there like twice, she paid for it anyway.
That's true. That's true.
And everything. And there was this, and she doesn't have a filter. And she cracks me up because we were in line to get her some coffee at this one place, and this lady was talking about how she has been here 5 times and she hadn't even bought it. Her family or whatever, but they didn't even buy season tickets. And it's like $89 a pop, and they've been there 5 times the year. And she goes, "Well, that's just stupid."
It really is, though. It really is.
Yeah, because it's like you could have bought a season pass like for $159, but you spend $89 each. She goes, "How much was she spending? My goodness, that was stupid." And I told her I didn't care. That's
But you're gonna love it when you get to a certain age. You just say whatever you want, and you don't care. It's like
and then
little
we met
kids and old people just get to say whatever they want.
And then we met this nice gentleman who has 2 young girls, and we sat down and had a lovely conversation with them while we ate our funnel cakes. We were sitting with them for like an hour, I think. I was like, "Damn." I said, "You don't know a stranger, do you?" She goes, "No."
well, she makes friends wherever she goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was more fun just her and her, like, I mean, you go in someplace and she's like, "So hey, how are you doing?" It's like, okay.
You're like, okay, you don't know them. Come on.
And she gives people frogs, because frogs mean, if you look on the bottom, it says forever rely on God. And that's her little, "Here, have a frog." She's like,
very cute.
Because that's forever rely on God. So it's like, so she passes out frogs. She buys them by like the bagfuls, and she just gives them to everybody. She just doesn't know a stranger. She come up here, "Here, you need a frog."
And you're like, thank you.
Right.
And yeah, she said, "Well, I've only had a couple people who are like, what am I supposed to do with that?" Other than that, she goes, "They either act like they're really cool to get one." So I'm like, "Oh, well, that's cool."
Oh.
I have one of her frogs in the utility room. It sits there, looks at me when I wash my clothes.
That's sweet. And coming from a place where we're just not friendly, like if somebody like to go to some place southern and somebody opens the door and says hello, we're like, why are they talking to us? I'm like, and we're like thoroughly annoyed by it. I think that that's such a sweet thing because it's just like aw, like thank you. But yeah, I know everybody here would be like, why did they give me this? I'm not taking
Yeah,
this.
we met this nice because they have all the craft people there because that's what it is. It's like a big craft fair, pretty much, or whatever it is. And there's a lady and she's working on this stuff and she just comes up and, starts asking her about, what she's doing and all that stuff. And I said, I think we've been invaded by people from Illinois because she goes, so where are you from? And she's like, Illinois. And I said, I think we're being invaded because every time she'd ask one of the craft people where they were from, Illinois.
That's funny. That's funny.
But my feet
Well,
are tired.
Yeah, you did a lot of walking. You did a lot of walking.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, my Fitbit says that my fitness for the day is how much like the exercising I did. It says 222 minutes of exercising or whatever.
Wow.
I had goals. That's like, my goodness.
There you go.
A whole bunch of that was probably just you screaming on the one roller coaster.
So that's like every time my heart rate got over at least 110, it monitors the 222 times that when I was walking. I said, yeah. I said, I she's like, did you really? And I said, yes, I did. And she's like, oh, you didn't really do that. And I was like, I don't like roller coasters and I don't like that fast go down part.
That's when you burn your calories. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Jessica said, thanks, ladies, for the sprints and Lee for hosting. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your week. Good night, all. Good night, Jessica. And Cajun said, thanks for the sprints. Everyone have a scrappy dappy day tomorrow. Exactly.
Excellent, Cajun.
Danielle said, I once knew a little girl with a hamster named Blender. When I asked her mom about it, she said her daughter named her that because she blended in with the carpet. I love creative pet names. That's so cute. That's very cute. Ambi said, I've seen episodes here and there, but never watched enough of the whole series, but I know enough of the overall stuff. I think about Frasier.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Sarah said, yikes, my computer kicked me off. Thank you for the sprints, ladies. See you Wednesday. Oh, this cough, man. That's sweet about the frogs. I think so. And Jessica said, night, Sarah. Tiffany's wrapping herself up right here now.
Oh,
Cammy said, that's $445. I can't believe that about the ticket.
When you could have just bought a season pass for $159, and that was the cheap version of the pass because they have 3 different versions, and you get extra perks with each different one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, I want to take the girls to Six Flags, but every time I look at the price, I'm like, it's a 5-hour drive. So we would stay for a few days, go to Six Flags, go to the zoo, whatever. And I'm looking at the price. And I'm like, if I did it twice in the year, the season passes would pay for themselves. A family pass is almost the same. It's barely anything more than buying the 3 tickets for us to go.
Wow.
But then I think, do I really want to drive 5 hours with the girls in the car?
Twice?
Twice, yeah. Deal with them.
It's a lot.
Are we there?
I just want to ride roller coasters and eat funnel cakes. I don't have to deal with the kids while I do it.
I will say I was a little disappointed in the funnel cakes. They weren't like they were whenever I was younger, I remember. Like they were a lot thinner, and they were crunchier because they were thinner. They used to be like a thicker type. And she complained about that the whole time too, because she was disappointed in her funnel cake.
That is a very important thing. Okay.
Yes.
Really the reason you go.
Especially when you pay $8 for a funnel cake.
Yeah. You want them thick.
Yeah. Get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Danielle said good night, everyone. Thank you for the reading sprints. Thank you, Danielle. With that, we are at the end of the comments. Tiffany's about to fall asleep over here, so
Tiffany, quit. You're making me yawn.
Oh, it's like a half an hour past my bed.
I was gonna say it's pumpkin time for like fast pumpkin time.
Really is. Really is.
I saw lots
So
of
I know
pumpkin.
we're going to be on Sarah's on Wednesday at 7, but PK has sprints tomorrow on her channel. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern, about 8:05 Eastern, I think.
so.
I think it's
Somewhere
5
in
o'clock her time, maybe.
Awesome.
So if you guys want to get more reading sprints in tomorrow, you got PK. Wednesday is Sarah. Anyway, that's it. Tiffany, get to bed. Everyone else have a good night. And see you guys later.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Lee. Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
Nice to
Bye.
see you, Dad.